morning. This is KELOLAND on the go. With all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Authorities in Rosebud are looking into an officer-involved shooting that happened outside a hospital over the weekend. According to the Rosebud Police Department, it happened Saturday in the parking lot of Indian Health Services.
The suspect is currently in the hospital with serious injuries, and the officer was not injured. Stay with KELOLAND News as we'll provide updates on air and online with this developing story.
We have new details on the deadly motorcycle crash that killed one person Saturday near Mount Rushmore.
Authorities say the man who died was a 58-year-old going west on Highway 16A around 9:30 a.m. when they tipped over and slid into the eastbound lane and hit 3 other motorcycles. 4 others were injured during the crash.
The Pennington County Sheriff's Office is reminding drivers to slow down and be cautious with the increase in Sturgis Rally traffic.
New this morning, Sioux Falls police are investigating a Saturday night crash involving a truck and a house. It happened a little before 10 p.m. in the neighborhood of South Euclid Avenue.
A viewer sent footage and told us the truck crashed into their neighbor's house, passing through the front yard directly into the garage.
There were no injuries, and the suspect was taken into custody.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
All right. Good morning, Travis. Good morning, everybody. Weather today featuring more clouds. East River once again. Temperatures will likely be into the 70s, where the clouds are a little thicker. Some fog issues up in North Dakota this morning, too. And then we've had some showers and thunderstorms around. A segment that's basically run its course here southwest of Sioux Falls. Some locally heavy rain with that. Down to the south and west of Parker. And then also some rain this morning west of Aberdeen. So keep an eye on a few of those things moving around. There is a focus of maybe some more severe weather later today and especially tonight in southwestern South Dakota. Rapid City included in that. And temperatures are going to heat up in the west. A lot of upper 80s later this afternoon. We'll dig into the details of the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. Now running as an independent, Brian Bangs is again seeking one of South Dakota's seats in the U.S. Senate in Washington.
Bangs ran unsuccessfully as a Democrat in 2022 against Republican John Thune. Now in 2026, he's seeking the seat Republican Mike Rounds has held.
You've got the partisans like, oh, if only we did this and made it more partisan this way or that way, then it would be great. I'm more of the, remember what we were all taught as children, that, democracy, it serves the interests of regular people. And I don't think the country's doing that.
Bangs lives in Hot Springs, South Dakota.
According to the Secretary of State's office, he'll need just over 3,500 signatures to qualify for the ballot in 2026.
Project SOS, or Supply Our Students, is filling thousands of backpacks with supplies to be given away to families in need in advance of the new school year.
A program from the banquet in Sioux Falls, Project SOS, hands out backpacks and school supplies to children of all ages.
The nonprofit distributed more than 8,000 backpacks last year and expects to top that number this year.
The backpack is packed with everything that the child's going to need for the grade they're going into. So we're pretty meticulous, our volunteers are pretty coordinated, and we're trying to get as many supplies in the kids' hands as possible.
The first Project SOS distribution day was held Saturday at the banquet. There will be 8 more distributions over the next 2 weeks.
Registration is required, and the child must be present to receive the backpack. We provided a link with registration information and a complete distribution schedule with this story on KELOLAND.com.
So far, fairgoers have been able to avoid the typical hot and humid August weather at the Sioux Empire Fair.
Fair president and CEO Scott Wick says he saw a steady crowd through the fair's opening weekend, and he expects the fun to continue.
There's a little bit of rain forecast future in the week, but hopefully that pushes off into next week. But we anticipate we'll end strong. We've got really good concert lineup, and with our format of free shows with paid fair admission, we'll be just fine. This is our 86th fair, so we've been through the ups and the downs.
For a complete list of performances you can check out at the fair this week, head to the link with this story on KELOLAND.com.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another Check Your Weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
Okay, as we track the weather this week for the fair and everything else, I certainly think there's going to be plenty of weather that will be dry. There'll be segments that will likely have some thunderstorms as well. The timing is critical to all of that. And probably at this point, at least to begin with here, Sioux Falls looking pretty good today. A lot of 70s. That's really nice, isn't it, to being outside and doing whatever it might be on your agenda. 80s, though, and even a couple 90s will show up this afternoon around Phillip and Pine Ridge. We'll see if we spark a couple storms in that region. There's a chance of that. There's also probably a better case scenario for some late night storms. Even some of this up in northwest South Dakota late this evening could easily be pretty rough stuff here with some hail and high winds jetting through that area. You got some stronger upper air support there. The modeling is trying to back build some storms here farther south, but it's an interesting timeline because some of that's not until way after midnight and then might try to lift to the northeast during the course of the morning hours on Tuesday. Now, if that happens, then of course we have to kind of sort through that because that affects our temperature forecast a little bit tomorrow. It also kind of affects the scenario that follows, which is Tuesday late afternoon and Tuesday night. The main focus of attention will be from Pierre and to the northwest. So let's see if those storms develop there. And, you know, Futurecast is trying to hint at some of that even toward the Black Hills. But the thinking for Sioux Falls is anything that gets organized and rolls in from the northwest late Tuesday night and early Wednesday. That would be the main takeaway there. And then, of course, we can, start to factor more uncertainties as to how this impacts our Wednesday forecast, which might be a hot, humid day and then maybe some storms at night. So, again, you'll hear more about that later today and also in the coming days. Unfortunately, these risks of severe weather will be around parts of South Dakota. Tomorrow, it kind of shifts gears into the north central and the northwest, like I just mentioned. But there's even a risk on Wednesday that goes east into Sioux Falls. We might skip over Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday becomes a more stormy. So just keep tuned to the weather. We'll keep you posted day by day. Numbers today with the nice weather, quote unquote, here. Sioux Falls 77. We got some clouds around, but the temperature's pretty good. Tomorrow warms up to 83. Some storms around tomorrow night or into early Wednesday. And then maybe we do this again with some more scattered thunderstorms Wednesday night. It will get hotter and more humid Thursday, Friday, and possibly into Saturday. And at some point in there, too, I think it's pretty likely that we're going to cap and we'll shut down the storms. It's a matter of just when that takes place. Aberdeen in the northeast, you're a little more susceptible to some storm action there later in the week, given your proximity to the cold front that's coming in from the northwest. I do think the weekend will eventually scour out some of the heat and humidity, so we'll have more developments on that too throughout the week. Here, notice Thursday, you're 94. There's going to be some heat building midweek and easily could push 100 degrees in parts of western South Dakota on Thursday. But between now and then, there will be some scattered thunderstorms the next 48 hours. Check out more details online at KETTLELAND.com.